Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Live Album by Year. We are finishing up the month of September, 30 days in the month, 30 years of live albums. So we're going up to 1997 today. We're at 1995. We're almost done. Got my two live albums picked, quite a few to choose from this year. So some newer ones at the time, as well as lots of cool archival ones. So let's get started, shall we? So my number one, released May 9th, 1995, recorded throughout dates in 1992 and 1994. Released on Epic Records, produced by Tom Dowd. When you hear Tom Dowd, who do you usually think of? That's right, the Allman Brothers Band. An Evening with the Allman Brothers Band, second set. So this follows An Evening with the Allman Brothers Band first set, which came out a couple years before. And another thrilling live album. You know, could they have made this a double or put the two together and made a double? Sure, but this was a time, a pretty fruitful period in the history of the Allman Brothers Band. You know, this is their big kind of reunion, the second life of the Allmans. They broke into the 90s in a big way, of course, with the then lineup of Greg Allman, Dickie Betts, J-Mo, Butch Trucks, Alan Woody, Warren Haynes, and Mark Quinones. I believe I got everybody there. Pretty sure, yeah. So that was, pretty formidable lineup. They're releasing, new studio records that are just as strong as their early stuff. They're out on the road, tearing it up. And this album would be no different. Lots of jamming on here, extended versions of classic songs, plus some of the current favorites right from the new albums that were coming out. So we got Sailing Across the Devil's Sea, great newer track by the band. You Don't Love Me, Soul Shine, great Warren Haynes song. Back Where It All Begins, this is where the title track to that album. Lots of jamming going on, great dueling guitar solos. A Scorching in Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Then you got The Same Thing, No One to Run With. Dun, 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 dun. Great song, man, just love it. And then a historic, sprawling, soaring Jessica, one of the great instrumental songs of all time. So yeah, that's the Allmans. Just doing their thing, and love it. Absolutely love it. Really love the latter period Allman Brothers Band stuff. As legendary, as great as the early band was, that just seemed to be so fleeting. Greatness for just a few years, and then tragedy strikes and snuffs out what could have been such an amazing long career of that original lineup. But I think that this version of the Allman Brothers Band that kind of jumped into the 90s in a big way, just as good in my opinion. Just as good. Great studio albums, thrilling, killer live albums. Yeah, had to be the Allmans here. So it seems like they've won a couple of years for me, haven't they? To my knowledge, or I've talked about them a couple times. Excuse me. Take a little sip there. So, but that's my favorite of the year. My runner-up for 1995 was released December 15th, 1995, right at the end of the year. Recorded at various dates throughout 1987 and 1990, and released on Nuclear Blast America here in the States, SPV over in parts of Europe, and Zero Corp in Japan. I'm talking about Sabotage, Ghost in the Ruins, a tribute to Chris Oliva. Of course, Chris Oliva, the late guitar player, brother of John, founding member of Sabotage, one of the great guitar talents of the last 40 years, sadly taken from us way too soon. This was a kind of a batch of live songs taken from all sorts of places while Chris was in the band, like I said, from 87 to 90. And, we've got 24 Hours Ago, City Beneath the Surface, Legion, Strange Wings, Gutter Ballet, When the Crowds Are Gone, Of Rage and War, Dungeons Are Calling, Sirens, Hounds, Hall of the Mountain King, couple of instrumentals. Just amazing stuff, and recorded at places like the the Spectrum in Philly, the Ritz in New York City, Hollywood Palace, Lemoore in Brooklyn, Nassau Coliseum, Long Island, the Agora in Cleveland. places where Savatage played quite a bit. And some really, really great recordings here. You got John Oliva, Chris Caffrey, Johnny Lee Middleton, and Steve Wacholtz, otherwise known as Doc. Good recordings. Great versions of these songs. Savatage was such a great live band, and just so many great songs. I mean, Chris Oliva, we miss you. Missed you then, we still miss you now. So yeah, there you have it. Second set, An Evening with the Allman Brothers Band, my number one pick. Ghost in the Ruins by Savatage, a tribute to Chris Oliva. List your picks below, okay, in the comments, your favorite from 1995 and your runner-up. We've got 2 more days of this, and then we're going to move into spooky albums for the month of October, celebrating Halloween. So stay tuned for that. A lot more here on the channel. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course. We're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up tonight, we've got In the Prog Seat, right? We're going to talk about our favorite prog and fusion bass players, so stay tuned for that. That is coming up this evening. And tomorrow is What's Hot with Sea Tranquility Day. Thursday, The Monsters Den. Friday morning at the Funhouse from Martin Popoff. And Sunday is album homework assignment. So lots of fun stuff coming up here this week. So stay tuned for this and a lot more here on the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell. If you also want to make a donation to the channel, we've got the link to our Ko-Fi page below, as well as the link to our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility t-shirts and hoodies and hats and all that good stuff, as well as seatranquility.org, our webzine that is celebrating 20 years on the internet this year. So thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. See you tomorrow morning with another episode of Favorite Live Album by Year. Take care. Bye-bye.